Eddie, press conference just finished here in New Orleans. Bit of a different animated side to Regis at the end there. Just talk us through that from your point of view.
Yeah, I think he's under pressure in this fight, really. I mean, one, it's homecoming. You know, he's got a huge crowd coming on Saturday night. But everyone's talking about Teofimo fight, Haney fight, you know, Ryan Garcia fight, and he's just trying to keep himself focused on Zorrilla. You know, Zorrilla said he thinks that Regis looks nervous and there's a lot of pressure on him. There is, because it's not just about winning, it's about making a statement. You know, off the back of last Saturday, everyone's talking about Teofimo. You want everyone to wake up Sunday talking about Regis Prograis. And to do that, he has to look devastating. So there is pressure, and that comes with the increased promotion, the profile. You know, before he was a little bit under the radar, and now, you know, he's a little bit snappy there. Obviously, weight making tomorrow as well, but I think he's going to want to go in there and do a job on Zorrilla on Saturday.
And should he do a job on Zorrilla Saturday, like you just say, is the plan to jump back in pretty quickly for a unification? Yeah,
it's about building. You know, it's about activity. You know, we're kind of building the profile of Regis Prograis at quite a late stage. He's world champion, but like I said, be a great crowd on Saturday. We build on those foundations. September, October, I expect to see him back in the ring. You know, you got Jack Catterall from the UK wants to fight. Devin Haney spoke to last night. We'll make him an offer next week. You got the winner of Montana Love against Richardson Hitchens. You got Matthias in a unification fight. You got Ryan Garcia, if he actually wanted the fight, he could take that fight later this year as well. So loads of options for Regis Prograis, but it really comes down to a dominant performance on Saturday.
You mentioned Devin Haney there. Is he coming this Saturday? I heard a couple of rumours.
No, he has an event that he's attending on Saturday, but we spoke last night, and I expect to make him an offer next week.
You mentioned Richardson Hitchens and Montana Love there. I believe we're doing a face-off next week, a little exclusive there. Just talk to us about the winner of that and where do they slot into this mix in the world title front?
Listen, right in it. I mean, Richardson Hitchens is been calling for a shot at the world title, and that's the kind of fight profile-wise that you need to put you in that position. Montana Love was right there. You know, he got DQ'd against Stevie Spark, but if he comes back and beats Richardson Hitchens, I expect the winner of that fight to be deep in the hat for Regis Prograis as well. So Hitchens Love is a brilliant fight on a great card in Detroit, and like I said, it's kind of like an unofficial World Championship eliminator.
New market here, new market in Detroit. Just talk to us about moving into these new areas, localised, that you can target the local community as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's bizarre that fighters from America aren't built in their hometowns, and that's something that we got to do. You know, Alicia Baumgardner deserves that fight in Detroit. She's got it. She's undisputed. She's a big star. You know, Regis Prograis, I think the best fighter at 140 pounds. He should be selling out not just the Smoothie King, but he should be selling out the Superdome next door as well. And we want to bring big fights to New Orleans, and this is just the start of it. So all these fighters, and specifically fighters that we're bringing through now as well, Diego Pacheco, watch what he does in LA later this year when he headlines. Ray Ford, can we have him fighting for the World Championship near Camden, New Jersey? You've got to build these fighters in their hometowns, because there's an obvious affiliation with fans. You know, there's that tribal feel, there's that passion of your own. And these are great fighters that these cities should come out and support. So New Orleans, a random market for us. You know, I was here 20 years ago working on the PGA Tour, and it's a wild place. But also it has a steep history in boxing. I think the first ever official prize fighter was here. You know, you had the No Mass fight here as well. You had the World Heavyweight Championship here. And now you've got one of your own is a world champion, bringing world championship boxing here. So this is going to be important to us, as is Detroit. I mean, you talk about history in boxing. Detroit's right up there as well. So that's a brilliant card, July 15th, and really important for us to build fighters in their hometowns.
And just on that very note, Edgar Berlanga next week in New York. Saw a little spat with him and Billy Joe Saunders, of all people, on Twitter. Has he reached out to you on text or anything?
No, not yet, but that's a great fight, you know, Edgar Berlanga against Billy Joe Saunders. And you're going to see a wild, wild atmosphere next week. I mean, you're going to see a huge Puerto Rican crowd, some Irish there as well. Another great card as well at Madison Square Garden next weekend. And a big moment for Edgar Berlanga. You know, I know it's his Matchroom debut and DAZN debut, but he wants to go out there, make a statement, and call out all the big fights. So, yeah, although we're not in Puerto Rico next weekend, it will feel like it at Madison Square Garden when Edgar Berlanga fights.
A couple of quick ones. Saw Leigh Wood's put on his Instagram a picture of the city ground, the pitches all being dug up. Don't know if that was a little cryptic sort of teaser. Any updates you can give us on that?
Yeah, we had a call today with Nottingham Forest, and I spoke to Leigh this morning. That we want to make it happen. There seems to be a keenness from the club to help us and help Leigh Wood make history in Nottingham with that fight. Of course, we have the Komatov mandatory as well to take care of. So there's a lot of moving parts, but we're working towards September at the City Ground, and we'd love to make it happen.
Is that a likely fight, Komatov? I know he's a dangerous mandatory. Leigh doesn't seem to want to...
We want the Josh Warrington fight. That's a huge fight for British boxing. There is the mandatory as well, which we have to address. But if we have it our way, it will be City Ground against Josh Warrington in September.
Last two, Fabio Wardley date back into July. Any updates on an opponent or venue?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we're running out of time on July 29, so we may look to move that date. But we're speaking to Fabio's team. Dave Allen is a name that's been in the mix, as are others. Would love to see Fabio fight July 29. I want to get him active, but we'll see if we can get that over the line.
Just finally, AJ Dillon, any updates?
No, we've made Dillian Whyte an offer. It wasn't acceptable to him, and I understand that, and spoke to his team last night and again a message this morning. So we'll see. I mean, the priority for us is to confirm the Deontay Wilder fight, of which we hope to do next week. AJ's preference and Derek James's preference is to fight Dillian Whyte, but he will fight August 12th. We need to get moving on that. We want to announce it next week, but he will fight August 12th. And hopefully we can secure the Deontay Wilder fight next week as well.
Eddie, thanks for your time.